Welcome to Beer Club. I'm Luke.
I'm Joe.
Today we're drinking a beer from beautiful Ruapehu, all the way from Oakuni. Every day I'm shuffling.
Are you?
Pale ale. I'm never shuffling, Joe.
No, I would hate to watch you try and shuffle.
God, I hated that craze. That was like, I had a couple of friends that were just like, thought it was the greatest thing ever and were always putting it on and
Yeah,
just shit. But people are into different things, aren't they?
they are.
Yeah. Some people don't like pale ale.
Crazy.
Yeah, that'd be a sad day.
Yes, so this is an unfiltered, although pretty clear, New Zealand pale ale from the guys at Ruapehu, or Guy. I think it's mostly a one-man band.
Yeah, well, you've just been chatting to Austin, right?
Yeah, so I've chatted to him a few times. I think I first tried a couple cans that he sent up.
Yeah.
Great timing from him. We were planning a Nano Fest, so I grabbed a keg. And yeah, sort of just been grabbing cans and kegs every now and then since.
I remember their stout was really nice. Is it Lord of Darkness or something?
Yeah, Lord of Darkness.
That was the first I tried from them?
Yeah, they also have lawnmower beer,
Yes.
really nice kind of grassy
Perfect.
New Zealand hop pilsner. And yeah, on New Zealand hops, this is a big, lovely sort of dry pale ale with a huge hit of those very citrusy Riwaka Motueka hops.
Yeah. A lot of the time, I think people approach pale ales as just like the little brother of IPA, and I drink a lot of pale ales and samples that are just kind of like wishy-washy, and there's just not much to them, but there's no reason why they have to be so boring. Like pale ale is such a glorious style; it's so wonderful, and this is a beautiful example, and it's got the sort of the telltale marks of just a hophead and an enthusiastic home brewer, because that's generally what small-scale home brewers are into. It's like more is more when it comes to like delicious aromatic hops.
Yeah, and I think 4.8%. It's such a hard kind of line to draw versus, well, without being too light. And this has that wheat in there to give it that body.
Yeah.
And then, just a huge whack of hoppiness. It's got that kind of bitterness of an IPA. It's definitely slightly sort of less rounded underlying bitterness than a lot of pale ales or sort of more American pale ales.
And the bitterness really sticks around, it really lingers.
Yeah, and all those kind of bright citrusy flavors definitely kind of come off that bitterness, which, just reminds me of so many great New Zealand hopped beers.
And those hops we often talk about. So it's, was this Riwaka and Motueka?
Yeah,
Nelson?
and Nelson Solomon as well. Yeah.
And that bold line.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to having a lot more beer from Ruapehu. So Austin, he is British, but his mother and obviously grandmother are from Belgium.
Yeah.
So I think he just grew up sort of drinking beer, as a teenager, Trappist ales on the table, having a little taste,
Same.
probably hating them, as we all did, but that sort of leads you into a life of knowing beer is a bit more than cans of Carling sort of thing, as you probably drinking as a teenager.
Yeah.
And so he's getting off the ground. He's supplying a lot of local places in Oakuni. I think it was King's was the main place that started with his kegs.
Cool.
And he's got cans in other places, kegs, all over town. And he's really keen to try some Belgian beers. So if you're fans of those kind of styles, then keep an eye out, because you're in New Zealand, you got to nail your IPAs, nail your stouts, which these guys are doing. They're phenomenal. And soon they'll be all about tripels and saisons.
Hopefully, yeah. We
And
I do not drink anywhere near as much triple as I would like to. Definitely. Yeah, it is my favourite beer style, triple. Yeah, love it.
And Oakuni being a mostly tourist town, there's probably a lot of Aucklanders who have had these beers down there and haven't seen them up in Auckland, but look forward to trying these when they're down there.
Yeah.
And if you're ever going for a ski, I would definitely recommend popping in. And
well, they've got a tap room, I checked, so it's open Fridays and Saturday afternoons.
Just for takeaway or tap room?
I presume just takeaway.
Yeah.
Cellar door, so you can pop in, see Austin yourself, chat about Bristol, and try and persuade him to brew some triples, and grab some beers while you're down there. And yeah, really beautiful part of the world. Just in amongst, as you can see in the really cool logo here, that's sort of the silhouette of Mount Ruapehu.
Yeah.
And I've spent quite a bit of time around there on Taroa and Whakapapa and like doing the Tongariro crossing many times. Just that sort of central desert road and mountainous area is just so fantastic for hiking, mountain biking, snowboarding. So yeah, really cool place that you can now find some of Austin's cool beers.
Yeah, and yeah, it was snowing down there last week. I can't believe that. So he brewed a lovely summery pale ale, but the locals probably were drinking stout while it snowed up on the mountains.
Fantastic.
Probably not in town, but yeah, it's a classic New Zealand thing to have happen. Never rely on the seasons.
Never. 2 seasons in one day sometimes. Did you say he's a snowboarder as well?
Yeah, that's he. I think he just travelled the world snowboarding,
Yeah.
and decided New Zealand was his favourite spot. So settled down here, started homebrewing, became a brewery owner. So pretty cool story. And yeah, I think his dream would be to have his beer available up in the ski fields, in the sort of cafes up there, and
Yeah.
which that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, I know Canyon down the South Island, they sell a gigantic amount of beer in the ski fields around Queenstown and that area. But yeah, big business.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty cool can art. It's the whole. Have you ever done like tie-dye clothes? Or?
I've never.
Yeah, same. But it looks like when people put like wax on paper and they like drop ink in water and then just dye stuff. So yeah, really cool. I don't know what the story is behind it. How if this was a hand-created wax and ink sort of creation, but really bold, really cool. Despite it being named after a very, very annoying song.
Yeah, I think he said it was just, I asked him about it, and he said it was just stuck in his head, so that's what he wrote on the brew sheet, and then the people he told about it were like, you kind of have to keep that.
And then just come there's a time where you can only think for so long. It's you just have to press print at some point. So it's like, yeah, it's a great name. It's memorable.
Yeah.
You're not going to forget it, are you?
Yeah, he said most of his beers are sort of named around, things or people in town. So like, presumably Mr. Robinson, the Amber Ale, is after a guy. And hopefully Lord of Darkness, the stout, isn't after a guy, because
yeah, it's pretty bleak.
I don't want to know a guy called the Lord of Darkness, personally.
Some nickname, yeah. And yeah, the thing that we really love doing is working with these small ale breweries around New Zealand and sharing their beers with all of you in every corner of the country. So yeah, it really is our favourite thing to be working with these smaller guys and getting them more widely afield. And because it's pretty hard. There isn't really a network of independent beer shops here in New Zealand. It's pretty much the supermarket duopoly. Of course, you can order from us at the Beer Joke website, where there's always a great range. You can order from breweries' websites directly. But yeah, in other countries, it is a bit easier for brewers to have that distribution. But with it just going for the supermarkets, it's kind of a bit of a different thing here.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool to be getting some Ruapehu in all of your hands. And I just say, I'm keen to drink some more. So
Yeah.
good to be working a bit more with.
Yeah, definitely one to watch.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh well, yeah, excellent beer. Yeah, big hot bomb. It's not that thing that we have so often, which is wishy-washy pale ales.
No.
I'm often actually hesitant to try a new pale ale, just because it's kind of like a bit of a waste of time. I feel like a lot of people just don't put a lot of work into it, and a lot of the best ingredients.
Yeah, it can just be a bit of an afterthought, like, oh, we need a sub 5 for the tap room or something like that. But
and people are just happy with it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is full flavour. You wouldn't know. It's definitely more hop character than some IPAs with sampled.
IPA we had yesterday,
Yeah.
We won't tell you what that was, but it was shit. So fantastic work, Austin. Thanks so much for coming to New Zealand, bringing your creativity, great brewing skills, and cool beers with you. So look forward to grabbing a beer with you next time I'm in Oakuni or next time you're up here. And other stuff going on. People doing dry January at the moment.
Yeah, a couple people are, I think.
Yeah, it's becoming. I'm hearing less and less about dry January. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. Support small businesses. Obviously, a lot of small breweries in New Zealand make non-alc beers, but yeah, don't. January's a very hard time in hospitality, so
oh my god,
if you were going to go to the pub to meet your mate, maybe still do that.
Yeah, and like at our place, we have loads of non-alc beers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we've always been big fans of drinking in moderation. That's why we do Beer Club. We started almost 10 years ago, and we drink 1 beer per week and hear the story behind it. So yeah, I definitely don't agree with the idea of like huge binge drinking, then giving up for a month and thinking your liver's been saved. Just drink in moderation all the time. And if you are doing dry January and having a break, great. We've got a really cool non-alc mix pack that you can find on the Beer Jag website with 12 of what we reckon are the best of the bunch amongst non-alc beers from independent NZ brewers. If you're doing dry January, however, we have a lot of other cool options for you. That Euro box is great.
Yeah, 8 different European styles
Yeah.
from a few different breweries. And yeah, just really interesting, kind of helps you like calibrate what you're into in terms of, oh, I like lagers, but you know, I get to try a couple different ones,
Yeah.
or you know, which Belgian beers are my favorite. So yeah, really cool box, and yeah, there will probably be a style of beer you've never tried before in there. So
Yeah, very likely. So yeah, if you're thinking about giving your taste buds a treat this January and drinking in moderation, of course, we never get drunk, but discovering lots of new things, then yeah, head to our website and grab yourself a box. And also the Small Gods Tap Room is back open as normal now. So Run Club was on Monday, fantastic turnout. I think a lot of people coming along for their New Year's resolutions, getting out of running, which was great to see. Lots of new trainers and running gear and smiling faces after the break. Our Thursday night is quiz night, as always. So I've been working on a roundabout pencils, which is pretty scintillating. And then, yeah, open Friday, Saturday as normal. Good to be back at it, and good to be having some decent weather.
Yeah.
It's slightly grey at the moment.
yeah, a little bit grey, not rainy though. Wind's dying down, so I'm sure it'll be a good weekend.
Could be worse. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for Beer Club, and thanks to Austin at Ruapehu. Cheers.
Thank you.